Hello, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. Hope you're doing fine on the holiday. I'm smoking my Jeanette pipe with Captain Black white label. If you don't know it, it's a quite common uh, make of tobacco. It's an aromatic with black Cavendish. Produces what I think is a very nice everyday smoke. Been smoking it for years. Like I said in a previous broadcast, I've pretty much tried them all. All your uh, standard blends and your fancy blends of tobacco. Got a good smoke going. And it's quite tasty. My wife and daughter and a girlfriend of my daughter's down at the Jersey Shore for the next couple days, and my son-in-law, who I've become quite fond of, took me out to breakfast today. Yeah, we split it actually, but he provided the transportation because I'm in a wheelchair, and so he did all the heavy lifting, put the thing in the car and all that stuff. So had a nice morning with my son-in-law, and he's at a function with his cousins and immediate family. Uh, but the two, it's my future son-in-law. I think I mentioned that. Um, he and my daughter, a match made in heaven. Not sarcastically, but no, they're very much in love, and they set a date for next June, June 10th. A little bit about my family. Some of you have, like my good friend Kevin, have, from time to time said a little bit about our respective families. And I think it's nice to find out a little bit about us and the community. Uh, that's a little bit more personal. I'm done with. I misspoke, actor. I'm not done totally with purchasing pipes, but I've cooled it recently after that nice find for the Shank logo K Woody. I went over the top with my budget for that one and the last one and the last pipe of it. So yeah, this is really it for a while. This is that nice pipe with the kind of unique stem that I've shown formally before. And I'm being very gentle with the stem, but actually it's a semi-stem biter, because it's hard. It's a hard, but it is getting a softy as soon as I can get up to my pipe shop. It's definitely getting a softy bit. Somebody had mentioned that looks like a unibit, that's attached to the shank, but no, it comes off. It's separate. There was another one of these on eBay at the same time that I bought it. That was a companion to it, but I didn't quite like the style. It wasn't the same shape. I like the rakishness of this. Somebody had the name of the shape down pat, but I forgot what it's called. I think Alfred, you mentioned this, the name of the shape. If you don't know him, I'm sure you do. But if you don't know him, for you newcomers, his screen name is Henry Sems, all one word, HenryCems. Actually, it's the name of a cemetery that he does research on, and his first name's Alfred. So if you go on his videos and notice, people calling it Alfred and his name's Henry, has something to do with some research and involvement, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but some cemetery down there where he resides. In this part of the country, southeastern Pennsylvania, it is very, very muggy today, very humid. and it's really not good weather for barbecuing. But I'm sure lots of people are enjoying their barbecues today anyway, you know. For me personally, though, I uh, uh, prefer to be indoors with. I have a fan, quite nice fan, that does an adequate job. The upstairs, it's a two-story colonial house. The upstairs is air conditioned. Each room has an individual air conditioner, so we don't have central air. But I'm comfortable enough down here. My disability prevents me from walking up steps, and we don't have a stair lift or anything. So my bedroom, quote unquote, set up in the living room. You know, it's adequate. You know, it serves its purpose. It's making that nice crackling sound I like. Now you know your pipe is really going when the spit hits the embers. It's an interesting case on Judge Judy, which can be rather abrasive. She has this, well, everybody's heard of Judge Judy and her kind of abrasive nature. Actually, a neurologist, a friend of mine, said that he thinks her parietal tracts in her brain are deteriorating as she's getting older, and that's why she's getting grumpier. It's probably true, because I've noticed everything. She's a little far out. There's one in our area that on a channel. I don't know if you folks get her in other parts of the country, but Judge Christina, her name is, and she's about your most mellow judge, if there is such a thing out there. Sort of like a female version with temperament of Ed Koch that started the whole court judge thing show. And so anyway, it was a case where some people had been performing fireworks in the middle of the street, and the embers were falling on a neighbor's vehicles, and the plaintiff, you know, that was complaining about the vehicles getting damaged, won. But it's rather interesting with the way the case went. The defendant said the plaintiff cursed at her, and if he hadn't cursed at her, then they would have stopped altogether. And but she kept on going, and I think they settled for like $2,600. It's a judgment, but so watch where you do fireworks. It looks like time is flying, so I'll have to wrap it up before we go over. Happy Memorial Day and happy smoking.